Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here again today with Dr Kishan. Hello. And we're going to be doing the second part in our series looking all about hormones, and today we're going to be looking at natural ways to boost your testosterone. What are some easy things that people can do tomorrow morning in order to improve their testosterone levels?
Okay, well, get your trainers on and get out there and start exercising. Exercise, particularly resistance training and high intensity interval training, has been shown to increase natural levels of testosterone. Getting your sort of 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep in every day, that also improves hormonal health. And there's plenty of things in terms of lifestyle that you can do. So stress, you know, we all have stress. There's many different types of stress as well. You know, there's mental, physical, physiological, emotional stress. It's our job now to try to reduce stress as much as possible, because stress has a big knock-on factor on hormonal health. Okay, so this isn't something that necessarily you'd be able to do on your own, but when you come into the clinic, we also look at your sort of health history. We look at medications that you might be on. So for example, things like certain antidepressants will reduce your sex drive, will reduce your, can it affect your erectile function as well? And also we would think about certain medications that might stimulate your natural testosterone levels as well. So there are certain fertility drugs which can improve your testicular health and testicular function in terms of production of sperm and of testosterone. Also, something very simple you can do at home is you can take the necessary steps with your nutrition. So ideally, you want to stick to a plant-based diet that has a focus on being as unprocessed as possible. You want to try to identify foods that have got higher levels of pesticides and toxicity, and for those particular fruits and vegetables, switch to organic versions. Include some really healthy fats, because you need healthy levels of cholesterol to produce hormones, and also you need healthy levels of protein in your diet as well to supply the amino acids, which are really important in hormone production as well. There's also some really important things to avoid. So alcohol and caffeine have both been shown, they've both been shown to dramatically decrease natural levels of testosterone. There are some doctors as well, the one we've been mentored by, Dr Hertog and Dr Rousier. They also talk about excessive levels of cereal fibre have a big impact on binding up free hormone levels, and then that eliminates it from the system a little bit too early. So perhaps sort of trying to stay away from certain grains, just having a much more unprocessed diet is really, really helpful.
Okay, so no more all bran.
Yeah, no more all bran. Also avoid refined sugars as well, because refined sugars has also been shown to decrease natural levels of testosterone. And smoking, big no-no. No one should be doing it, please. And it has a direct impact on hormonal health and of course on gonadal health. So your testicle function is really impacted by smoking cigarettes. And then finally, one thing that we can introduce for our patients is natural stimulators of testosterone production. So there's various herbs and supplements which have got varying degrees of evidence-based medicine behind them to support their use. So there's plenty of studies carried out on them, some on humans, some on rats. There's plenty of studies on rats, and there's also historical use in Ayurveda and Chinese medicine. But some of the supplements I might consider introducing for patients are things like ashwagandha, Tribulus terrestris, Tongkat Ali, and horny goatweed. I just love that name. As well as plenty of other vitamins and minerals. So for example, you need vitamin D, zinc, and selenium for healthy testosterone production as well. And these are things that we would probably support our younger patients who don't want to go on testosterone replacement. We might try that natural route first.
Now I know you're very concerned about your penis. Are you taking any of those yourself? I'm
taking a natural stimulator which is called Libido Stim M. It's a pharmaceutical grade supplement that uses all of these natural, a very, very good combination of many of these herbs that I've mentioned. And it has stimulated my natural testosterone levels. I mean, for me, it was a bit of an experiment just to see, would it change my markers?
Did it?
And it did.
Magic. So you're in the gym, you're working out, some beefcake comes over to you, and they're like, mate, I've got something for you. Are you interested?
Okay. Tempting as it might be, there's plenty of these things around. There's Dynabols, there's Anavar. You know who you are, you know who's taking it. There's plenty of synthetic testosterone derivatives available in the black market from dodgy people. Essentially, these formats of testosterone often have a core of dihydrotestosterone attached to another ester or another chemical. The problem with them is that they're extensively metabolized in the liver, and that can drive up your cholesterol to dangerous levels. And although you might have this effect of improving your muscle and your reducing your fat composition, it can have a paradoxical effect on your natural testosterone levels. So if you've been taking these synthetic testosterones long term, you might suppress your own.
Okay, so that's bad. What is good?
So what we generally recommend at the clinic is bioidentical hormones. So we use plant-derived testosterone. And this is produced in a laboratory, it's processed, but it's absolutely identical, atom for atom, molecule for molecule, to the testosterone we produce naturally in our bodies. And it's derived from wild yam or soy. It's natural in terms of its structure and how it behaves in the body. The body recognises it as our own natural testosterone.
Okay, so we've already said that you can apply it to the testicles. Any other way that you can use this?
You can apply it to the inner arms, you can apply it to the inside thighs, you can apply it to the buttocks. So we generally recommend a cream. We prescribe a cream that's made specially for our patients, and we can actually adjust the dosage so it's literally tailor-made to you. Because the thing about testosterone and hormones in general is that there's no one size fits all. It's very much a tailor-made, bespoke compound that we would have for you. We prescribe it, it's made in a pharmacy, but you get like a pump or two of testosterone cream a day. You would apply it to your chosen area, and it sits in the fat layer underneath your skin, and in there it gradually releases testosterone throughout your body.
Do you have any comments about injections or pellets?
So the injection it does have a role. It is bioidentical once it's injected and the chemical part of the molecule has left the testosterone, and it behaves very similar to the cream. It tends to have a slight issue in that when you first have it injected, there's a surge in testosterone and you feel great for the first few days or the first few weeks after it's been injected. Then there's a bit of a trough, and you don't feel as optimal as you would if you're using it every day. So the cream is applied every day, usually in the morning, and for the majority of young men, testosterone is produced in the morning, and then it goes down throughout the day. In the same way, the cream is being applied on a daily basis, goes up and then gradually comes down. So the injections are to be used either every week, every 2 weeks, or sometimes every 2 months. And then the main problem with them is that there is obviously the pain of the injection, and then there's this sort of massive surge and then a bit of a trough. And depending on how your body uses testosterone, it might be that you're sort of you might have suboptimal levels of testosterone in the later part of that time. And similarly, pellets, they're really, really popular in America. Basically, it's like an implant. It's a implant of testosterone, about the size of a grain of rice. A small cut is made into the skin of the buttock, and then the implant is put inside. And from that site, it's releasing testosterone for the next sort of 2 months to 3 months, sometimes to 4 months, depending on the brand of implant used. Now, the pellet is very convenient because you don't have to take a cream every day. You don't have to have an injection. But it's very, very difficult to control. It's certainly not what I would start someone on. And also in England, we do have an issue with finding pellets that are not just reliable, but we know that they're going to be acting for long enough as well, because they have a similar issue to the injections, that in the first, as soon after they've been implanted, that there's a surge in the levels of testosterone, and then later on there's a trough. And then that might be the time where you're actually having suboptimal levels of testosterone.
So Kish, are you actually taking any testosterone yourself?
I'm not taking bioidentical testosterone right now. I am optimizing my own levels with 2 different sort of strategies. One is I did a short course of something called clomiphene. Now, clomiphene or Clomid, it's actually a fertility drug that's used in men and in women. In men, it increases your natural levels of testosterone and also improves your sperm count as well. And I'm also taking the combination product called Libido Stim. And what I've realised is that, first of all, energy levels are a lot better. I've got had no other real issues, no libido problems. Perhaps body composition has definitely improved since starting this program of treatment. But definitely that sort of get up and go, that's a lot better now.
Really glad to hear about your libido.
Yeah, there's no problems with my mojo.
Okay guys, so that's it for this week. Join us again next week where we're going to be talking about testosterone for women. If you have any questions in the meantime, please let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and all that jazz, and we will see you again later. Bye bye.